What is going on, YouTube people? Today, we will discuss what I think Fanatics' next piece to the puzzle is going to be. We've seen PSA and eBay partner up in the recent days. We've seen CGC and JSA partner up. We've been seeing everyone kind of maneuver around. And Fanatics, they have the manufacturing. We're on PWCC. They have the marketplace for PWCC. They have Fanatics Live. They have basketball and football coming. They don't have grading, but we're not really going to talk about that today. They have Fanatics events. So they now have their own trade show of some shape or form. We'll see what that looks like later in the summer. But there's one thing missing to all this. And I think we're going to see the beginnings of this sooner rather than later. In fact, I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get this either at the National or before the National. The missing piece is tying it all together. They have all these separate entities, but we've yet to see them kind of wrap into one. To start to see that, fancy business term incoming, vertical integration going on, where one thing plays off the next, plays off the next, plays off the next in the same ecosystem. That's what we haven't seen yet. Ruben hinted at something coming at Sloan. And I did a video on it. On that interview, he said, I have something coming at the National to revolutionize the collecting experience or something like that. Now, what they think revolutionizes and what we think could potentially be two different things. And maybe where I'm going with this isn't exactly where it all folds out. Maybe there's something extra to this as well. But I think what we are going to see extremely soon is a rebranding of PWCC. They've had PWCC for a while now. I think it's time that turned into just a straight Fanatics marketplace. I'm willing to bet they want to take that, rebrand that thing into Fanatics Marketplace, and tie it in with everything else. I would not be surprised if PWCC soon becomes Fanatics Marketplace and gets tied into, looped into, integrated with whatever term you want to use, Fanatics Live. And then I would also not be surprised if they have some sort of collecting tool coming to wrap into this as well. What they want, and I think they want to get there sooner rather than later. Like I said, this is the thing that is missing. I go on Fanatics Live. I buy into a break. I hit a card. Ship that bad boy. Instead of the breaker sending it to me, send it to my Fanatics Vault or whatever they want to call this thing. And then I can list it on Fanatics Marketplace. With all the work they've been doing with PSA lately, I would also not be surprised if, maybe not initially, but at some point in time, they gave you the option to send it from the breaker directly to PSA to have it graded and then have it sent home to you or sent to a vault. I think that's a little bit further down the line. I think the first step is rebranding PWCC to some sort of Fanatics Marketplace and tying it in with the things that they already have. You hit a big card in a break and you want to sell it, cool. Ship that thing off to the Fanatics Marketplace. It just makes too much sense. There's no way PWCC is going to be stayed named PWCC. That was destined to change once they'd acquired it. But I think what we really need to see happen is the tie-in of PWCC with the other Fanatics things and that kind of linking of everything together. We have not seen that yet. Fanatics has been really good about going out and gobbling up these various different entities, but they have not connected the dots yet in a complete way. And I think that's what we are going to see over the next few months in various shapes and forms. Like I said, Ruben teased that new collecting experience. I forget the exact verbiage on it. I should have looked it up from the video. But I have a feeling the PWCC / soon to be Fanatics Marketplace is going to be the hub of tying everything together. You would think you would want that as your collection even if you're not storing the cards there, I would not be surprised to see some sort of collection management tool, even if the cards are kept in your own inventory per se. You know, would PWCC / Fanatics Marketplace compete with an eBay and allow you to sell things that aren't vaulted? You know, that's the one big hurdle right now with this marketplace, is that they have to have the item. It has to be in their vault. Now, in some cases, that's a feature, not a benefit, or not a bug. That is nice. Some people like the ability of that. However, if they truly want to, even semi-compete with eBay, I think you're going to need the ability to list cards on your own that aren't necessarily sitting in the Fanatics vault, or whatever they end up calling it. I think you need that ability to cross list. Hey, I just got this card back from PSA, or I just got traded for this card, or whatever. I want to sell it on eBay, and I want the ability to list it on whatever Fanatics space is. And I could see this thing, if you really want to kind of go next level with it, I like I said, has to be where this is all going. You hit the card in the break, or in the repack, or whatever. You send it to Fanatics Marketplace, you sell it. It's all integrated into Fanatics Live. That means any money that you make selling cards would then be on the Fanatics Live platform, which would then allow you to then go in and buy into more breaks, more repacks, whatever. Maybe even a Fanatics storefront where you could go in and just buy sealed wax directly and have it shipped to you like you can on Fanatics website now. That to me has to be the end, or that to me is going to be the end goal of all of this. I think we start to see the pieces come into place sooner rather than later. The big wild card in all this is grading. And I don't think we're going to have an answer to that anytime soon. It'll be telling. A couple things are going to give us clues on where this may or may not go. Do they roll out? I talked about this a little bit in the weekly sports card market update. Do we start to see $9 specials with SGC again? I personally don't think so, but we'll see. Do we see, if they do this full integration, they're already having PSA partner up for Fanatics events, do we see them wrap in or offer a PSA grading service directly tied into one of the Fanatics pieces and parts? That'll also be a key tell. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. What do you boys and girls think about this one? To me, it feels like the missing links, if you will. They don't have the links linking everything together yet. And kind of having a vibe for what they want to do. This, to me, is the next logical step, is start connecting these dots. And then I'm sure those connections will change over time. Things will get added. Things will get more robust. But at a minimum, I feel like they are going to want to start that process now. That feels like the one gap, the one big area of opportunity in the short term that they could go after. They're going to want to start to build this foundation before basketball and football come online. That's all I got. Catch you boys and girls in the next one. Peace.